In fact, the plan was not to have a plan. Just take off and see where life would lead me. If I liked a place, I would stay as long as I wanted and then leave whenever I felt like it. No deadlines, no appointments, no goals. A complete contrast to my previous life. Pure freedom. Don't you want to go to college? And where will you sleep? Who will wash your clothes? Some of the questions were downright humorous, as if my life depended on a washing machine. Of course, I had taken a few precautions. I read up on what a backpacker should bring. There are a lot of blogs and vlogs about it. I bought a decent quality tent, got my immunizations, and applied for a passport. I also had to get my parents used to the idea, a task that I accomplished little by little over the course of several weeks. Above all, I was prepared not to be prepared. You simply can't predict all the potential problems. So my preparation consisted of being open to all possibilities. For example, a tent means you are not dependent on organized sleeping arrangements. A map gives you alternative routes, and learning the basics of the prevalent language and using a translating app make communication easier. Medicines, immunizations, and good nutrition can stave off sickness. If you have a lot of time, good connections, or very low standards for comfort, then a plethora of unimaginable possibilities open up before you. When problems arise, you can usually find a quicker solution by knowing what you want and having a positive attitude. The bus pulled over at the bus stop, coming to a halt with a little squeak. The passengers stared at me curiously as I heaved my overstuffed backpack up the stairs and lugged it down the aisle to an open seat. At the next major stop in a commercial district, I got off and walked to a moderately busy on-ramp leading to the A1 Autobahn. With my right arm stretched out, thumb in the air, and a winning smile on my face, at least I thought so, I waited for someone to react to the cardboard sign in my left hand. On it, I had written in black Sharpie, A1 toward Bremen. I drew a smiley face at the bottom. For the first half hour, cars drove by, not giving me any notice. I kept waiting. Still nothing. Patience. Nothing. My smile started to cramp up and my arm got tired. Instead of the smell of freedom, exhaust fumes blew in my face. The midday sun, which had seemed so friendly that morning, blazed down on me mercilessly. No shade in sight. A quiet voice in my head started to get nervous. Louder and louder, it demanded my attention. Hitchhiking days are over. No one hitchhikes anymore. No one will pick you up. By tonight, you will already have turned back before you really even started. Why don't you try a little farther down by the Burger King? The voice of a passerby interrupted the voice in my head. Yeah, thanks, I stuttered and had to laugh at myself. I had started off on a trip around the world, and all it took was a half-hour wait on an on-ramp to plant seeds of doubt. The laughter chased away the negative thoughts. Newly motivated, I shouldered my backpack and followed the stranger's advice. Moments later, I found myself sitting between two grade school kids in the back seat of a dark blue Opel Corsa. We rolled over the asphalt, and outside the windows, the green undergrowth turned into blurry stripes. A Swedish couple picked me up in Osnabrück. Even though I was new to hitchhiking, it did not feel awkward. Quite the opposite. The atmosphere in the car was warm and open. After all, you only ride with people who want to pick you up. I never forced myself on anyone. When you are hitchhiking, even though you are riding with people you have never met before and you will probably never meet again, conversation does not feel as strange as might be expected. You start with the obvious questions. Where are you from? And where are you going? From there, depending on the length of the trip, the discussions often lead to laughter, and in other times, to deeply meaningful conversations. Hitchhiking gave me a peek into the lives of others. People who, because of age, diverse interests, or social circles, I otherwise would have never met. On the highway, you really do meet all kinds. Doctors, housewives, convicts, construction workers, people who own crocodile farms, and even members of the mafia. It's almost like flipping through the channels on TV, randomly watching a program for 10 minutes, and then switching to another, again and again. You gather little snippets of a story, but you don't know what led up to it or how it will end.